Hey guys, so I wanted to talk to you about why I haven't been making a workout video lately, in a while. Well, I've had a hell of a week. So it started out good. On Monday, with it being Memorial Day, we had to remember some of my husband's fallen brothers. And we went to a Memorial Day party. We had a grill out. My daughter was running around, playing around with a dog and a bunch of other kids. Well, 2 other kids. And I noticed this little rash on the back of her neck. I thought it was just a heat rash. She's running around, she's sweating, her shirt's rubbing on the back of her neck, nothing to worry about. Tuesday, I wake up with a massive hangover. My husband wakes up with a hangover. My daughter wakes up and is running around and screaming like she normally is. The rash is still there. And I'm like, it's probably just because, she's still hot. We didn't give her a bath last night. So, it's just hasn't had enough time or enough fresh air to heal, dry up. She starts getting irritable around the end of the night, like most babies do, so I figured she was teething. Okay. Wednesday, she wakes up with 101-degree fever. She's very cuddly, very upset, so I call my husband, and he's at work. I'm like, hey honey, she's got a fever of 101. What do you want me to do? He's like, honey, she's probably just teething. Babies get a fever when they're teething. I'm like, okay. I'll give her some ibuprofen. I gave her some ibuprofen. And she, was still a little cuddly, but her fever went away. Thursday, she wakes up with 102-degree fever. Not fun. So she's had 102-degree fever before, and her doctor said to give her a double dose of ibuprofen. It's like, okay, I'll give her a double dose of ibuprofen. Call my husband. Honey, she's got a fever of 102. Carly, she's teething. She's fine. Just give her, the double dose of ibuprofen and watch her. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And I noticed the rash on the back of her neck has gotten a little bit bigger. And it's starting to, trail down her spine. So that sends me into a panic. I call the doctor. My daughter's got a fever of 102 and a rash. They instantly jump to COVID. Instantly. Nothing else. It's COVID. And I tell them, no, it's not COVID. I know it's not COVID. And they're like, has she come in contact with anybody with COVID? I'm like, no, she has not come in contact with anybody with COVID. Well, how do you know? Well, for one, if it was COVID, she would have gotten it from her father. Her father's not sick. Her father goes to work every day. Nobody at his factory is sick. I'm not sick. My husband's boss isn't sick. My husband's coworkers, neighbors that we hung out with on Memorial Day aren't sick because I asked them. So they're like, okay, well, she doesn't have a cough. I'm like, no, she doesn't have a cough. All she has is a fever and this rash on the back of her neck. And I figure, hey, it's still a heat rash. She's got a fever of 102 degrees. She's hot. They tell me, I'm like, the fever broke when I gave her the ibuprofen. So, the fever's gone away. But it was still there, and it was still at 102. I'm more worried about the fever than I am about the rash at this point. Like, the rash is probably just because she's been sweating because she's got a fever. Well, the doctors say, bring her in. Bring her to an urgent care. I'm not bringing my daughter into an urgent care where there's sick people. Not doing it. My daughter is already sick, and I don't want her to get whatever they have. I'm not doing it. And I said, if I bring her in, what are you guys going to do? And they're like, we're going to test her for COVID. No, you're not. No, you are not testing my daughter for COVID. She does not have COVID. I know she doesn't. I know for 100% fact she does not have COVID. Well, we still have to rule it out. We have to test her. And I'm like, you're not sticking a cotton swab all the way down my daughter's nostril and giving her a bloody frickin' nose just to tell me in 4 days that, oh, guess what? She doesn't have COVID. No, I'm not doing that. So then, after arguing with the doctors, saying that they're not testing my daughter, they said, well, it could be an ear infection. Is she tugging on her ears? No, she's not tugging on her ears. So then, at that point, I've lost all faith in the doctors. I'm like, fuck you. So I hang up and I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, she's got a fever of 102. She's not tugging on her ears. She's got a slight rash on her back. No cough. My mom's like, well, is she getting any new teeth? And I'm like, yes. It's from her teething, but it's the fever that I'm worried about. I know she's teething. Should I be worried about the fever? It got up to 102. 2 more degrees and she needs to be hospitalized. Can cause brain damage. All that stuff. So I'm like, So then, her fever breaks with the ibuprofen. My husband calls me and goes, hey, Carly, I need to do an oil change on my car. Is there any way I could get you to pick up the oil, an oil filter, and a sensor that I put on hold? I'm like, yeah, I can do that. No problem. So I call up AutoZone and I do a pickup order. So, a curbside order. I get the oil, I get the oil filter, and I get the sensor that he needs. And I drive back home, waiting for him to get off work, so that way I can go and meet him at his coworker's house to do his oil change. She's still kind of upset, and it starts raining. Okay, whatever, it's raining. I'm gonna go. I get her some lunch, and I go jump in the shower. I get out of the shower. I get her cleaned up from lunch. It's now nap time. I go to lay her down for a nap. And I look outside, and my parking lot's flooded. Exactly where I'm parked. The only spot in the parking lot is where my car is flooded. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, seriously? So I get my daughter down for a nap, and then I walk out to move my car. The water comes up to my knees. If I open up my driver's side door, the water is going to flood into my driver's side door. So I go in and I get into the passenger side door. So only about, it barely gets wet inside my car. I turn on my car and I very carefully back it out of the water. And I go and park somewhere else. I finish getting ready. My husband calls me, hey, I'm off work. Can you bring that stuff? Because we want to get it done as soon as possible because we're going to work on another one of his coworkers' cars. Okay, yeah, I just put Aurora down for a nap, though. You know, like, can you wait until she's up? Well, we were kind of hoping to get it done, like, right away. Okay, yeah, whatever. You know, I'll meet you there. I'm on my way. Sorry, something just clicked and made a weird noise over there. Anyways, so I wake up my daughter, and I get her in the car, and I give her a bottle, hoping that she'll fall asleep in the car on the drive there. It's a 35-minute drive for me, and it's a 35-minute drive for him. So we're meeting practically halfway at his coworker's house. So I bring the oil filter, and the sensor that he needs. I figured, oh, you know, maybe seeing my husband's coworker's dog will make her happy. You know, calm her down a little bit, because she loves this dog. Absolutely loves it. We get there, and it's still raining. It's wet outside. It's nasty. My husband's covered in oil. You know, I have nowhere to sit down. My daughter is just in a terrible mood, is crying, is being irritable, wants to be picked up, set down, picked up, set down. The dog licks her face, she cries. She touches the dog licks her face, she cries. So I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna take this little one home and see if she feels better at home. I bring her home, you know, I get her some more Tylenol, or more ibuprofen, not Tylenol. And I just forgot where I was because my husband called me into the bedroom really quick. Oh yeah, okay. So I bring her home to make sure, you know, bring her home to try and see if she'll feel better at home. Still very cuddly, still wants to be all over mommy. Don't care. I love when my daughter's a cuddle bug. I don't like it when she's sick, but I like it when she's a cuddle bug. Well, we cuddle. I start to get a migraine, and I start not feeling well. Well, crap. Now I'm not feeling good. My daughter doesn't feel good, and I'm not feeling good. Shit. So we go to bed at our normal bedtime. Around 4 o'clock in the morning, my daughter wakes up screaming bloody murder. So I run in there and I pick her up. You know, maybe she wants another bottle. So I get her another bottle of milk. And I bring her into bed with my husband and I because I'm like, I'm dead tired. I don't feel good. My daughter doesn't feel good. I'm not going to sit here and fight with you to get you to go to sleep in your crib. You're going to just sleep with us. She falls asleep with her head right here in the crook of my neck. And I wake up with a giant kink in my neck and sweat just draining down me. She is sweating like a pig. So we get up. My husband has an appointment at Discount Tire because we found a nail in his tire. So I'm like, okay, well, our tires are under warranty, so just go get a new tire. He goes, gets a new tire. And my daughter and I fall back to sleep. We're sleeping for a little bit longer. And I get up, I make her breakfast. I take her temperature, it's at 101, so it's day 3 with a fever of 101. This is Friday morning. Give her some more ibuprofen. The fever breaks. And she's got a rash. And the rash is still there. You know, the rash has actually gotten bigger. So I start worrying about the rash, you know, and the fact that she's had a fever for the last 3 days. She's still very cuddly. All day Friday, she wants nothing to do with anybody. She just wants to cuddle. She ended up cuddling with her father most of the day, so I was just like, yes, a break. I can actually get some stuff done. I'm still not feeling well at this point. I take some Tylenol for myself. Then, she's cuddly. We get through the day. I put her down for bed. And we put her down for bed, and she doesn't feel hot, so I still take her temperature. It's at 99. Well, that's better than what it's been the last few days. So we put her to bed, and my husband wakes up and goes to work at 5 o'clock. Calls me 4 times. I don't hear my phone going off because I am dead asleep because my daughter's run me ragged the last 3 days. His car died on the way to work Saturday morning. This morning, it dies on his way to work. So he calls his coworker to come pick him up and take him to work. And finally, he calls me at 7 o'clock. And I answer it. I've been trying to get a hold of you, and I'm like, I'm sorry, honey, I can't hear my phone going off when I'm, passed out. I'm done for. His car died on him on his way to work. It won't accelerate. And I'm just, okay, whatever, what do you need? He goes, you need to come pick me up from work. Like, okay, so I go back to bed and I get up at 8:30. I go in and check on my daughter. She pops her head up out of her crib like, ooh, mommy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is my daughter back? Is she her happy, normal, playful self today? I get her up, no fever. She's at 98. Like, yes, no more fever. We're over whatever she has, or over whatever she had. I lay her down, I give her a diaper change, and she's in footy pajamas. Put her in a new diaper, put her back in her footy pajamas, send her on her way. She's running around like crazy. She's back to herself. And I'm like, oh my goodness, she's finally done. The tooth broke through. Finally. We're playing and everything. I get her breakfast. She actually eats her breakfast. I'm like, she's finally eating again. Yay. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go take a quick shower while she's distracted with Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. So I go and take a quick shower. I get ready. I get ready. Okay, let's get Aurora around. We're ready. I take her into her bedroom and I pick out a cute little outfit for her. And I take off her onesie. And I notice her rash is now on her chest, all down her back, up onto her face. I'm like, lovely. The rash has gotten worse now. So, I get her dressed. We drive to my husband's work. We we play in the parking lot for a little bit. I know, Mother of the Year award. Oh, great example. Hey, it's okay to play in parking lots. No, it's not. But we had to sit there for a little bit waiting for my husband to get off work. He gets off work. We go and check out the car, see if maybe it was just something that was going on with it this morning. Won't accelerate. Won't go past 20 miles per hour. Okay, honey, let's take it to AutoZone, try and figure out what it is. Maybe it's the new sensor we put in. I know the oil's good. We know the oil filter's good. Maybe the sensor was bad. Take it to there. We run a diagnostic test on it. They're saying, this sensor's bad, this is bad, this is bad. And I'm like, great. Mind you, this car has given us nothing but trouble since we bought it. I think we dumped $300 in our car today, buying new sensors and buying new stuff for it to see if it will actually accelerate. No, nothing's working. Nothing wrong with the transmission at all, because it's a brand new transmission. The transmission's maybe 2 years old, because when my husband and I lived out in Colorado, the transmission went bad, so we bought a new transmission and put it in. That set us back $3,000. Anyways, so it's not the transmission. No, nothing shows up that it's the transmission. Okay, cool. We buy a bunch of new sensors, we put them in. He's trying to drive it around. Nothing's working. It's not working. We spent all day at AutoZone trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with his car, and we still don't know what the hell's wrong with it. And oh my goodness, it's just been a shit show of a week. Oh, and I show my husband the rash. I call my mom about the rash, because, I'm not dealing with the doctors here in Wisconsin anymore. All they care about is COVID, and apparently testing a 17-month-old for COVID. Like, not gonna happen. I'm not gonna let you that cotton swab is not doing that. You're not doing that to my daughter. Like, that is, like, borderline torture to a 17-month-old. My goodness. So I haven't had any time to work out. I've been exhausted from my daughter being sick. I'm exhausted from trying to fix my husband's car. I haven't even cleaned. My apartment is a disaster right now. But good news is my daughter doesn't have a fever anymore. We found out what it was. Thank you, Google. Thank you so much, Google. It turns out it's Rosella. I don't know. It's some weird rash thing. It's that only kids from like 3 months to 3 years old get. And you only get it once in your life. And it starts off with 3 to 4 days of high-grade fever in between 101 and 103. And then you get a rash. And it takes a day to a week to disappear. If we took her to the doctor, there's nothing the doctor can do for her. It just clears up on its own. So yeah. It's just been hectic around my house lately. And then tomorrow, with it being Sunday, my husband has to go to work. And I think I'm going to spend all day cleaning on Sunday. But it's like, ugh. If it's not one thing, it's another. And it all happens all at once. Just piles on all at once. But that's the reason why I haven't been making my workout videos this week. I'm going to pick it right back up, though. Probably tomorrow. Since, I don't have too much to worry about for tomorrow. I just have to clean. And I film my workout videos when my daughter's down for a nap anyways. So, yeah. Oh, and not to mention, I mentioned in one of my videos that, I've been having water leaking into my garage. Well, yeah, the builders have still yet to come and take care of it. It smells like mold in my garage, and I don't think it's very healthy for me to be in there working out with probably rotting wood. But I'm going to do it anyways because I need to lose weight. Mind you, I'm a little tipsy right now because of my wine. It's 10 o'clock at night. My husband's in bed. My daughter's in bed. I need a shower. And I need to go to bed. But seriously, that, like, ugh. It's just been hell this week. Started out with Memorial Day and has just gone down to the shitter. Now that I'm done telling you about my week, I'm gonna get real serious here about this fucking coronavirus. It is pissing me the fuck off. Excuse my French. And Mom, if you're watching this video, I love you. I'm sorry. It's gonna get bad. Starts off, I can't take my daughter to the doctor because she doesn't have COVID. 2, they don't give a shit if it's not COVID. Oh, don't worry, don't bring your daughter in if it's not COVID. Oh, okay, I'll just let my daughter die at home with her 102-degree fever. Then they're not going to allow us in without testing us for COVID. No, I'm not having that shoved down my nose. And plus, even if we're tested for COVID on that day, you're not going to find out for another 4 days. So what's the point? I'm trying to get help from the AutoZone guys. Oh, we're not allowed to come outside and look at your vehicle because of COVID. Like, what? Oh, you gotta stay 6 feet away from me. Yeah, because the virus can't travel more than 6 feet. Like, come on. Everybody was out and about, too. It's like, it was so busy there. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And I'm just like, I've never seen an AutoZone so freaking busy. But this COVID crap. Oh, let's fear you to staying inside your house. Like, I was supposed to get my daughter's shots. And, they canceled me getting her shots. So she was supposed to get what was it? Her 18-month, no, it wasn't 18, yeah. 15-month shots. She was supposed to get them done in February? No. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my mind. March. She was supposed to get them done in March. Oh my gosh, I am losing my mind. So, she was supposed to get them done in March. I made a doctor's appointment. They call me and cancel it because of this COVID crap. We'll get her in May to do her shots. I'm like, well, one, that's a month after is this going to set her off track? Because, it's a month after she's supposed to have them. Is this going to mess up her dosage? Oh no, it's not going to mess up her dosage. Well, okay, fine, whatever. I travel home back to Michigan to my parents' house for a couple of weeks to stay there. I'm like, while I'm here, I'm going to call up my doctor, the doctor that I've seen for years, and ask him if, hey, can you give my daughter her shots? So he goes, oh yeah, we're seeing patients, healthy patients, only on Fridays. So we sanitize the entire office, and you guys come in and you can get what you need done. I'm like, sweet. You know, you're the only doctor office that I know of that right now is actually seeing healthy people for the stuff that they need to be seen for. So we go and get her shots. And, you know, we come back to Wisconsin because Michigan is going down on lockdown and is being, you know, Governor Whitmer is going batshit crazy with her restrictions. Oh, don't even get me started on that crap. So I come back to Wisconsin, and the doctor's office calls me for her. We were supposed to go to the doctor on May 4th here in Wisconsin to get her shots. They call me and cancel it again and said, oh, we can get her in June. No worry. You don't need to worry about that anymore. No, I already got her shots. I went somewhere else and got them because you guys, you know, freaked out and won't see healthy patients. I just don't like the fact that I can't, one, find cleaning supplies anywhere. What were you guys cleaning your houses with before? I used Lysol for years. And now all of a sudden I can't find Lysol because you guys are all freaking out about it. I started ordering Blue Land because, and I don't normally do, I like the chemicals. So this organic stuff is a little awkward for me to use. But I did my research and everything, and you know, just because it says it's antibacterial doesn't mean it cleans any better than the organic stuff that doesn't have the antibacterial cleaner in it. Hate me all you want. I don't care. I think what they're doing, the media is doing, is scaring us all into thinking, oh my goodness, we're gonna die from this disease that has a 98% survival rate. Oh, it also doesn't help that swine flu has killed more people. What else? The flu kills more people, and that has a vaccine. What else? Oh, almost everything else in the world has killed more people than COVID has. But, oh yeah, let's just fear everybody to staying in the house. You know, COVID would have ran its course if we wouldn't have done this lockdown. And then people are going to call me insensitive because, you know, oh, here I am saying, oh, people should die. No, I'm not saying people need to die for this stupid virus. What I'm saying is that regardless of us being locked down or not being locked down, the virus is going to go rampant. It does. Viruses go rampant all the time. This is the only time that we've freaked out about a virus and put the country on lockdown. Like, we don't need to be doing this. Open it up. People are going to get sick. And on top of it, they're all like, oh, all the hospitals are overwhelmed and all this stuff. Oh, but they have plenty of time to make all these TikTok videos. Like, come on. Seriously? Oh, we don't have enough face masks. We don't have any of it. But no, the CDC is saying that, you know, the face masks don't even do what they need to be doing. Like, they're saying that this is a new virus. It's not a new virus. It's been around forever. They actually took the old Lysol bottles, so the old Lysol containers, used to say that it killed the COVID-19 virus. COVID-19 was listed on there that it killed it. Now, if you find a Lysol container, it's not on there.